Hey, I'm Nick Byer, welcome to Pocket News for Monday the 14th of November. Today on the show, Nintendo sells out and Drake is at the end of his tether. Alright, here's what made headlines over the weekend, and first up, Nintendo's NES Classic is hard to come by. Apparently, years of selling the Wii U has made Nintendo forget that people actually like to buy their hardware. The mini device sold out across the globe in less than a week in a perfect storm of insufficient supply, meeting an overabundance of 30-somethings who just want to play Super Mario Bros. On their stupidly large televisions. And now there's no mummy and daddy around to stop them from playing all night. But call your mother though, she misses you. Your dad doesn't care. Nintendo of America tweeted that the company is working hard to keep up with consumer demand and that more shipments are expected to hit global outlets before Christmas and continue on into the new year. But while everyone spent yesterday crying for something for themselves, the folks over at Rooster Teeth were working hard for charity, presumably because they already have a mini NES Classic. Rooster Teeth's cast and crew held a 24-hour live stream yesterday to raise money for Extra Life, a charity which supports children's hospitals across the US and Canada. Between donations and proceeds from sales, they managed to raise over $850,000 US in a day. Which I have told them the Pocketeers would be happy to match. You can send your money to me and I will pass it on. Since Extra Life's inception in 2008, the company has raised over $22 million, so adding almost another million in a day is incredibly significant for the cause. And the US court also wants to give money to children. Well, back to their parents. A US federal court has ruled that Amazon must set up a process to reimburse parents whose children made unauthorized in-app purchases through games. The Federal Trade Commission filed a suit against Amazon, which accused the retail giant of failing to sufficiently warn parents that some free-to-play games allow in-app purchases. The FTC estimates that this communication failure has caused $86 million in unauthorized purchases by kiddies. I should definitely try to convince my parents to make a claim on all the Hearthstone packs I've purchased by buying Amazon coins and then running a Jelly Bean emulator on my PC. Of course, I would have to explain to them first what a Jelly Bean emulator is. Dad's not gonna take that one very easily. According to Reuters, the order calls for Amazon to establish a notice and claims process, which will alert parents of their eligibility for refunds and then provide said refunds. I can't help but think a bunch of kids just got away with digital wallet murder. They knew what they were doing, downloading all those frozen video game tie-in skins or whatever. Certainly not running Jelly Bean emulators on their PC, because who the hell would do that? I would, to save $15 on a pack of 40. Moving on, and Rainbow Six Siege is sticking around. Ubisoft has announced that they will be continuing support for the game with a bunch of new content over the next 12 months. After a couple of days of circulating rumors, the developer officially announced the news on a live stream this morning. The first season of content has delivered 4 new maps and 8 new operators, but it's unclear whether the next season will match that pace or mix things up in a different way. Like maybe having all the operators unlocked from the start like they should have been. All right, now it's time for Thing of the Day. I need more coins! Years of scaling mountains and ancient ruins have shown us how strong Nathan Drake's grip is, but as Amir B captured, not even traveling through the glitch dimension can loosen those fleshy vices.
Bro, where's the rope?
Lynn's here!
Hey,
Why is Lynn here?
because I'm here to spruik a podcast. That's
Our
why I'm here.
podcast? What are we listening to? I'm listening to Decoding Westworld. That's a good way to get my Westworld fix.
Is that a good podcast?
Yeah, it's really good actually. David Chen, Joanna Robinson, David Chen from Slash Film.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it's great.
Cool.
Yeah.
So they just like pull apart everything.
Yeah, they
cool.
just look at the episode. Like they're great. They do one for Game of Thrones, and yeah, brilliant.
I'm in
stuff.
love with Heavyweight right now.
Oh yeah.
Bullet.
Yep.
It's
Gimlet.
Jonathan Goldstein.
All of
So
Gimlet
good.
stuff is
So good.
fantastic.
Give me some context.
Sorry, why are you here?
I'm here to spruik the Good Game Roundtable podcast.
Right, okay, that one doesn't sound as good.
No, it's pretty good.
No?
It's good. I mean, the latest episode has you in it.
Ah, I love it. Sounds fantastic.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
And how can people listen to that?
So people can go to SoundCloud,
Mm-hmm.
or they could RSS via iTunes or any other RSS feed, I think.
Say the name again.
The Good Game Roundtable podcast.
You know, I had someone send me an Ask Pocket saying, would Good Game Casting Crew ever think about doing a podcast? I was like, you idiot!
We already have one.
And the real fault, though, I realized I shouldn't have called that person. The fault is yours for not promoting it enough.
Technically, it's not my fault because we kind of started this podcast as this underground thing
Mm-hmm.
late last year, and it's been going all year. But I've never had the real official go-ahead at any stage.
Yeah, it's
But
just...
now I do. Now I do. It's kind of been a little bit underground. You know, it's a bit of an experimental thing.
It's been illegally beamed out of the building up until now, where we can officially announce
Yes.
it for,
It's-
I'm going to say, like,
a-
1 to 2 more weeks before the end of the year.
Yeah, but there's a lot of episodes to come because
Yep.
I've just launched a new series called Humans of Good Game. And it's individual interviews with everyone on the team,
Yep.
like yourself and Peter and John. You guys are on episode 2. Well, it's part 2 of Humans of Good Game.
I don't even remember doing that interview.
Yeah, that was like months ago.
Right,
So
okay,
I
cool.
came in at one afternoon and interviewed you guys. And
That was for a podcast?
it was.
I straight up thought that was just something you came in here to do.
No, it wasn't for my
kicks.
personal collection. I mean, not that I don't keep things for my personal collection.
Of course.
But there are already, I think, 18 episodes up
Mm-hmm.
from, you know, everything, we talk about everything from movies to food.
Yep. I
So-
remember we did a GDC one.
We did, and there's a huge E3 podcast as well. I think of the Good Game Roundtable podcast as a bit of therapy for everyone on the team
Mm-hmm.
and our audience as well. So we talk about everything. We talk about life, games, good game, and it's also a lot of production stuff. So behind the scenes, and if people are really interested in television production, I think it's a great resource.
It is pretty
especially
good.
for students out there.
That is very true. We are going to put links to the SoundCloud and the RSS feed down in the description below. And also in there will be a link to our Pocket YouTube channel where you can check out today's episode of This Week in Games, where we talk about all the games that came out this week.
Ah,
You don't
lovely.
care about this though, because you're a podcaster. You're a famous podcaster and you don't give a shit about video games. Do you have a podcast? I don't care, but let the Pocketeers know in the Facebook group and Steam group.
Eyeglass, I'm coming for you.
You're done here.
I'm done. Thank you.
All right, that is it for today's episode of Pocket News. There are links to everything I just said in the description below. Today's thing of the day was... You're done here.
Do I need to?
Today's thing of the day was made by Michael Krickelberg. If you've made a thing, please send it in. Till we next send my Pocketeers Nick Bye out. Mwah! Oh, I got it there before she walked across the camera. Oh wow, she's just staying.
Yeah. Was it definitely Crackleberg?
Krickelberg.
Yeah,
Krickelberg.
good.
Don't question me like Krackelberg isn't a real last name. They're the Ohio Krackelbergs.
We now have rare achievements that we're going to be shipping very soon to everybody. It's almost more like, what haven't we done?
Yeah, you're kind of just stealing from the community.
Well, no, we're giving what they want.
Stealing.
We're crowdsourcing.
That's a much nicer way of saying it.